Hello, hello. Welcome in. I'm Adara, author of the YA paranormal romance and sci-fi novel Drawing Red. I am also a productivity live streamer, Vtuber. Welcome in. I'm hoping we can get a bit of work done today. Hello all. I have made a few changes to my model. The ears are now slightly different. They have gone back to the ears of my first live VTuber model because I just think they're so cute. And you cannot miss these wings. They are awesome. I have been trying to find a set of wings for such a long time. I had some on my last model, but I don't think they really fit the shape of what I was going for. Hello to any lurkers who would like to just be here to enjoy the music. It's fantastic to be here. Okay, instead of doing some writing, I have some revisions to be getting on with. My never-ending work on Drawing Red sequel continues today. So I have at my side printed out a copy of the manuscript, the first draft, and I'm going to continue going through that draft and making a giant to-do list of things that need to be changed on a story level. So you will be able to see that up on the screen in the form of a spreadsheet as I go through. I have been hard at work today working on my November monthly roundup video, which I'm hoping to get out maybe sometime tomorrow. I've done a lot of work. There's still a fair bit of work to go into that. But yeah, that's kind of sapped a lot of my kind of creative energy in terms of originality. So I figured I'd do something which is a bit more editorial, not as demanding on the brain cells, as it were, but still productive for this session. How have you all been? Let me know what you were working on. Also, if you can see me, if you can hear me, the usual. And if you have any thoughts on this model, please do let me know. I have been following this set of wings as a VTuber asset for quite a while now, when it was originally flagged. Customizable wings, you can do all sorts with these. A lot of different kind of colorations and very easy to do without having to go into the nitty-gritty of the textures. Of course the textures for this editing those would be fun, but I am getting off topic. Right, reining this back in now. Yeah, this model also has a couple of extra upgrades. I say extra upgrades. I have upgraded my kind of behind the scenes work so I can have more toggles for what this model can really do. Originally I'd set it up, it was quite limited. Everyone knows, that we have the Oriental fan, which I love to use as a bit of a magnifying glass. We have the regular fan because I am also heat intolerant. Yes? We will put that away. And we had the I am confused, what is happening here face. We had the I am absolutely in love with this, what is going on. We have the tears. Oh no, tears. And the tech gremlins are back again. I'm getting errors about keyframe frequency. I'm not entirely too sure what that's about, but it could mean some loading on your end. If there is, I apologise. I don't know if it's just kind of my internet or if there's something else going on. It's not a tech gremlin I have ever had before, so that's new. But what else is new, apart from, these tech gremlins making me cry, is I can have a red face for when I'm blushing, which is nice. I can also, what is that? This is how I feel when the tech gremlins are here. Oh no. Great. And of course, I can be turning on and off these wings in a bit of a toggle, which is nice. But for now, let us get some work done. Because I have some revisions to do. Let's hop over to that screen here we are. Now the question is, wings on or wings off for this? What are we thinking? You can see here my almost never ending list of to-do my to-do list. And that's only the first 6 chapters of this sequel. I'm going to continue my read through of the first draft today of Drawing Red sequel and continue to write and expand this to-do list of story things to pull together or change for chapter 7. So that should be fun. With all that being said, I think we should head into our first sprint. Hello Marilyn! Welcome! Welcome in. I was having a debate about whether or not to keep the wings or not. Do I keep them on for this? While I work? Or do I keep... or not? Do I take them off so people can see the window behind more? I also changed the feathers on my head back to the feathers from my previous model. Because I just prefer these, really. Any thoughts? Do we keep the wings on or the wings off? That's the question. You can let me know in chat, and I'm going to make a start on the very first sprint. I will, as per usual, announce the first sprint. From that point on, all sprints and rests will be triggered by a chime sound. If you're here just to enjoy the music, I hope you enjoy. Lurkers, as are of course, are always welcome. Just put the wings on in the in-betweeny times. Yeah, I'd say that's fair. I'd say that's fair. Okay. There we go. Nice and neat. Just retract those for now. They'll be back later. I just love these ears. Kind of the feather ears. They're great anyway. Right. In 3, 2, 1, sprint. And that's time. How did everybody get on? I managed to read through 3 pages there. Only one small bit of interference. And I made notes on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things in chapter 7 so far that I need to change. Things like explain this more, it's confusing, or take that out, you don't need that angle, it works itself out, that sort of a thing. Or you might want to rephrase this that way because that's not really explaining it right. Or make that. Just, yeah, a mix of story things and how things come across. Mainly story level stuff though. I think I have fallen into the trap of maybe doing a bit of a line edit in parts, but as I'm going through, as long as the gist of the story is there, it's fine. I also changed our background to raining, because why not? I figured we could do with a change. It's the 1st of December, it kind of feels like that out there. I did have to step away from the keyboard at one point, hence the be right back screen, but hopefully there will be nothing else to interrupt going forwards. So that's one scene down, and I should be able to finish off chapter 7 in this stream at some point. Yeah, I don't have much left. Another 3 pages, another 3 A4 pages, then that should be done. When I'm printing these out, I know that the industry standard is to do 2-point kind of size between, like, line for lines. I don't do that. I try to save money and funds and just get everything squashed in together. It works. It saves me funds. Hopefully saves the planet too. You never know what to do for the best a lot of the time. It's like, well, I print it out. That's great. Yes, it does look rather dreary, the weather outside, but I thought maybe it would be a bit nicer inside, even if we have this kind of through these back windows here. Yeah. It's very, very different, me reading this compared to the project I have been writing on stream, which is the paranormal romantic comedy. 2 extraordinarily different writing styles. And I find that fascinating. This is a fair bit more serious, a lot more going on. I do think I need to inject more comedy into this as I'm going through it. As long as I get the base story there, then I can boost the comedy. It is cozy. I like it. I might try to shift us to something slightly cozier even. Let's see if this works. How about this? What do we think of this one? This is dusk. The other option we have is morning, which might be a bit more appropriate for any of the Americans joining in at the moment. Do people have a favourite? Obviously, we have the nighttime, which we know we love here with the shooting stars. And just kind of, it makes my character pop. But we also have this rain. We have morning. Or we have dusk. Anything in the chat. I can see some thumbs up, but I went through them so fast, I don't know which ones they were thumbs up to. Would you be able to elaborate? What are we thinking? I'd like people to be comfortable on screen. I know for some people, having something so bright can be an issue. If it is, please let me know. Any? Dusk. Dusk. Okay. We will stick to dusk for the next round. That sounds like a good compromise. I'm happy with that. Not too bad. Great. In which case, I am going to get back to work. I will tuck these wings in, and I'll see you on the other side. That's the end of our second sprint. Oh, is that the second? I think it's the second, yeah. I managed to finish chapter 7, the revisions, and now I'm listing everything that needs to be changed in chapter 8. So, I've hopped point of view to a new character. I think it's going well. A few revelations when reading this. Number 1, it is incredibly dark, as in a fair bit darker than Drawing Red was. Drawing Red got quite dark towards the end, but that was kind of hidden behind a lot of action. This not so much. There's an awful lot of introspection going on. Some of it, I think, the scenes can be shorter. It could be summed up in a few phrases to make it more YA appropriate for the age group. And this is really important because this one is meant to be YA. Revisions. I think revisions are magic. Revisions turn a story into a book, I think. And it says an awful lot about pinpointing where I was in the process at the time, probably in my own head, and possibly a reflection of what I was reading at the time. I do read an awful lot of fan fictions outside of regular books, and some of them can get incredibly dark. And it does make me wonder that either they've just been reading a lot of dark things themselves, or they're going through something. And I seem to have picked up on that with this. No wonder I have struggled with this. This took me 2 years, and I said, at some point, it's hitting a bit close to home on a couple of fronts. Not literally, metaphorically, in terms of, mood and things. So, yeah. I think this can be lightened up. It does need some comedy. More comedy. And I can tone down some of this darkness to make it age appropriate. In places. I think this is a pretty important process and recognition that's required, especially for these 2 chapters. I'm not sure it's taken anyone else 2 years to finish a first draft, other than maybe fanfiction writers, but at the same time, I remember I was also balancing that I wanted something lighter in my life, and that's when I started plotting the paranormal romantic comedy, which seems to be being written at a much faster pace than this. And yeah, it's coming back to this and facing it head on. I realise there are things I can do to improve it. A lot. At some part during chapter 7, I was thinking, do I want to? Do I want to even keep this? Should I shelve it? It's kind of so dark in places. And then I'm like, no. Drawing Red is out there, and people want their sequel. And I would also like to say that I have written a sequel for something. Which I have. It's here in front of me. Does it deserve a shelf? In its current form, yes. But with revisions, and revisions, and revisions, and a lot of edits, I think one day it could be something. It is so starkly different to the paranormal romantic comedy. I cannot even begin to say how different these 2 projects are. Clearly my mind is more in favour of one than the other. But I think that when you have a problem, which is so deep in terms of a book that it just doesn't seem to be working, or it doesn't fit the genre, you can work with that. And you can change that. Revisions are magic. Marilyn saying that they're reading. I'm also digging into a lot of reading. I have this thing printed out at my side, and it's kind of spiral bound. It's a bit of a tradition at this point. I always try to print out a first draft and read through it physically to get in a different headspace from when I wrote it. That's important. And I was thinking about doing some more reading streams. We'll see. See you on the other side of the next sprint. that's time. I'm on the very last page of chapter 8. 2 chapters read, making a big list of things to change. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 I've identified in this session. Future me is going to have a lot of work, but I think this is going to be one of the most transformative revisions that I'll ever do to a book. Fingers crossed that it's going to be the biggest and that I never have to do this again. I think my kind of the paranormal romantic comedy that it's kind of episodic in feel. Every chapter's like its own new episode. I think that's kind of a mix of reading manga, hearing people play D&D, watching anime, that sort of a thing. But it works well. This, I'm really having to dig down into the pacing. There are some things which could be just done in a paragraph, which I've taken an entire scene to explain, getting stuck in characters' heads. So much about pacing can be improved. Well, that's another session done for another day. I hope you all found it useful. Thank you for being here. I will be back again on Monday for another live writing stream, where hopefully we can get some work done, be productive, or just chill out and relax with some music. I am thinking about doing a bit more streaming in future. Either productivity streams, if I'm not working on the audiobook, my laptop can't stream and do that at the same time, or to potentially do some gaming or just reading over at Adara Unwinds. That will likely be on Twitch, with VODs on YouTube, on the Adara Unwinds channel. I'm going to have to see, they said I had to have like 2 months worth of history on that account to be able to live stream directly. We'll see if I have that. I'll pick that up and see what happens. But anyway, that is it from me. The next you will see from me will likely be my November update video. And for people who have not been here for this particular stream, well, you're getting a sneak peek of this, kind of the debut of this updated model even. My god, words. I have done a lot of work today, and it is, 20 to 3? I think it's time to go get some food, do some self-care, that sort of a thing. I hope you have a good day, wherever you are, and whatever you're up to. And I will see you again soon. Bye. There we go.